What are we talking about today?
I'll show you. Yo, what's going on? We are
What's up,
live.
guys?
We are going to be talking real estate investing. I see some comments on here. Nice. Hey, coming from TikTok. Thanks for being here. What's up, Logan? What's up, Lewis? What's up, guys? We're going to be talking real estate investing. So,
You want to tell me good news?
and Haley won our mentorship. Congratulations.
What's up, Haley?
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
I'm out of breath. Just ran upstairs. Thanks for being here, y'all.
Why were you running up and down the stairs?
Because we just got verified on TikTok. Been working on that for a long time. The legit way. We didn't pay for it like a lot of people do. We legitimately got verified. So
good job, boss.
we're excited. Literally on that live, we got the verification. All right. So what we're going to do on this live is make sure to throw your questions in the chat box. Let us know where you're from right now. Fill this up. Like this video if you're watching it now or the recording, because this is going to be saved on our YouTube channel. Like it, comment, interact with it. It's going to be fun. So let us know where you're from. Here's the agenda. Sheezy, you asked.
Let's go.
We're going to talk about debt, market update, top 3 lead sources, and then we're going to do some Q&A and do some giveaways. How's that sound?
Let's go.
And I like Shazad. I'm going to make fun of him, but I promise I like him.
What could you make fun of me about?
I mean, not much up there too, but anyways, we're going to have some fun. So please like this, share it, comment it. Let me know where you're from. I promise you we're going to bring the heat. We are going to bring a lot of valuable information, I promise. So let us know where you're from. Let's see where people are from, and then let's get rocking. From India, nice. I like it. What's going on? New Jersey, Utah, Haley's coming, Colorado.
Where's she moving to in Missouri?
Where you moved to in Missouri? You got Indiana, another Colorado. Mitigate risk. I love this question. Logan, we're going to answer this question. So when we get to the Q&A, we will answer every one of your questions. Indiana one of the best rental markets out there. Same with Missouri,
Yep.
Denver, New Jersey again, Illinois, kidding, Connecticut. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. We got Jefferson City. That's a good area too. Wichita, Oregon, Kenya. So we got people all over. So we are going to have a fun live. Throw your questions in the chat box. We will get to every single one of them. We got Jacksonville. We got Michigan. I promise. But for now, we want to give you some information and not just, answer questions. But we will answer questions. So like, comment, and share, please. If you don't mind, we would appreciate that. But the first thing we're talking about is debt.
Let's talk about
Do you like that?
Love talking about debt.
Why do you like that so much, Shazad?
Because in real estate, debt is how you leverage, right? You can turn $20 into $100, and that is how you accumulate cash flowing assets by creating more debt, right? Debt gets this bad name because of, what's his name?
Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey. And look, that's one approach. Another approach, the one that we're a big fan of, is creating cash flowing assets. And one of the primary ways to do that is to leverage debt.
Yeah, and if you don't, Dave Ramsey, I actually like the dude, but Dave Ramsey teaches people how to not be poor. He treats people like children, which is fine. I think his 7-step is called the 7-step baby step plan. Like literally talk to you like a baby. So Dave Ramsey teaches you how to not be poor. I teach you how to become wealthy. The best way to become wealthy is utilize debt. It's just so powerful. So Shazad, if I borrow this from you and give you $100, I just gave you $100 for this pen, right?
Yeah.
But I take this pen and I go create a bunch of stuff that pays me $25 a month, and 4 months later I paid you back, but I still own this pen, and now I make $25 of every single month, and you got your money back, and I can make $25 for the rest of my life a month with this pen. How is that a bad situation?
What he just described is basically the Burr method, just instead of a pen, it's money to buy a house.
And I'd much rather own a lot of houses than a lot of pens.
Yeah, good.
But anyway, just wanted to talk about the fact that debt and properly leveraging debt is the only true way to create wealth, in my opinion, if you don't already come from money. So let's talk a little bit more about that, and then we're going to move on and talk about the market and some lead sources. But name one way to create wealth that doesn't require having money, that's not investing in real estate. So I'm asking y'all, I see Mike from Florida, thank you. But if you guys would name one way to create wealth that does not require money, that's not real estate investing, I would invite you to throw it in the chat box. That's legal, because there's going to be robbing banks. There's going to be, I guess, starting a OF account, but that's active. That's active. I'm talking weird. Passive. You're not making money on your OF account sitting on the beach.
Right.
unless you have your camera. But
Right.
you're making money sitting on the beach with no crypto. I love that. But that requires money. I have
Put money
crypto.
into it.
I have about 50,000 crypto. It's not a ton, but I have a good chunk in crypto. But I had to put money in there.
Right.
They didn't stock market again. You have to put money in there. Wall Street, you have to put money in there.
Yeah.
Affiliate marketing, that's a good one, but you have to grow that brand and have people following you. So that's a good one. I do that along with rental. So, there's ways to borrow money, throw in the stock market. So there are certain ways, but real estate creates 90% of millionaires. So why wouldn't you go with what other people do? Let's keep it simple and let's keep it, actionable and let's keep it impactful. And that's what we're going to talk about in this live. So
there you go.
Talk about market update, and then we're going to get to some free lead sources. We're going to give you a free website to get free leads, and then we're going to answer questions. So start to fill up that chat box with questions. We will answer it. Shazad is one linguistic man. He will answer questions much better than me. So talk about the market, Sheezy.
Absolutely. So we just got we have a mastermind group where a lot of experienced real estate investors from around the country, we get together every single week. And one of our members just posted something from Forbes yesterday saying that between now and December of next year, so about 15 months away, the market is expected to continue to increase by about 13%. Just read that yesterday in Forbes. So listen, the market is still strong, getting stronger. We all know that at some point there's going to be a correction, right? But what did you say last week? I loved it. It's not about timing the market. It's about
time in the market.
Love it. I think that's really
this
powerful.
Is good, by the way. You looking good.
Like it?
Sheezy fresh. All right. Let us know where you're from in the chat box if you haven't, and like this video. Like it and comment on it and share it. Do whatever. Please help whether you're watching this or the recording. We're here spending time of our day to help you for free.
Absolutely.
We're not asking you anything except interact and to like and
support the channel, guys.
Support the channel. We'd appreciate that. So how's the market where you're from? I'm going to give my thoughts on the market. Then I'm going to pull up some comments from you guys about how the market is in your area. So that's awesome. So without hearing that, I feel like you've been able to see my content. I've kind of said for the next 12 to 18 months, I think the market's going to be strong. I can see it going at the end of 2022. You're saying it's going to be strong. Forbes is predicting. Yep. I could see it being strong into 2023, and then summer 2023 slow down. So we've got a lot of time to make a lot of money. And don't worry about buying at the height, because if you're thinking it's going to crash, A, it's not.
Right.
B, it's going to keep doing this. I got the pens of the thing today.
You got it.
When you're verified, use pens.
Right.
I'm kidding. That was kind of cocky. That was a joke. All right. So when you the market goes up, and then I don't want to buy at the very height. We're not at the height yet. It's going to keep going, and then it's going to crash. It's not going to crash. It's going to come down. But who cares if the market comes down? Like I said, it's not about time in the market. It's about time in the market. My house that I own right now that's worth $150,000 is going to be worth 180, then maybe 160, then 190, then maybe 175. But in 20 years, it's going to be worth 300,000 or more. So real estate goes up over time. It's literally, I can't think of anything more inevitable that eventually it goes up, assuming you manage it properly and assuming it's in an okay area. So don't worry about trying to time the market. Just get in now. We got a little bit more of a runway for things to grow. And then don't worry about a little bit of a dip. It's not gonna burn you if you're not over leveraged.
Right. Great points.
Any other thoughts on that?
Well, so we talk about this all the time. Like if I buy a property today and I get a tenant in there, I rehab it, get a tenant in there, I refinance out of it. Once I have a tenant placed, I don't really give a shit if the value goes.
You can say that word, you can't say the F word.
Okay. I don't really care if the value goes up or down while I'm holding it, right? Because the only time the value really matters, if you think about it, is when you sell or when you refinance. The refinance is based on an appraisal. So if you're doing the Burr method and getting a tenant placed and refinancing out of it, then, honestly, who cares if it goes up or down? As long as it's a cash flowing asset creating passive income for me every single month, I don't really care that much what the value is on any given day or week.
I think that you give you some credit. I think Sheezy told me this. I've kind of said it in a different way, but you're a little more linguistic than me. It doesn't matter what the value of your house at all, as long as you're not trying to transact it. Yeah. So if you're not trying to refinance it or you're not trying to sell it, it literally doesn't matter, especially if you're at the right banks. Yeah. Share this live if you haven't yet, please, with somebody interested in real estate investing. But if you're not trying to sell it or refinance it, the value is pretty much irrelevant as long as you're collecting rent, which even through COVID, we collected 98, 99% of rent. So even during the craziest thing ever, you still can collect rent if you do it the right way.
Absolutely.
I see a ton of questions. Keep them.
Haley's got a good one.
I know.
Can I answer that one?
Yes, I will pull it up. Keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. But
okay, so the 5-day training program, what Haley's talking about, and good question, Haley. Man, they can't see me. So
why can't they see you, Shazad?
Don't be mean.
We'll get your phone books for next time.
What Haley's talking about is our 5-day challenge coming up on the 24th. It's Sam's birthday week. He's turning 87. No, I'm kidding. He was born in 87. So we're charging $87 for it. And it's 5 straight days of 1-hour training each day. Sam, the boss, is hosting it. He's letting me tag along. But there's going to be a lot of great information covered in that 5 days. So, Haley, absolutely. Even though you won the mentorship program, that 5-day challenge is still going to be super impactful for you. So please join us.
Yeah, for sure. And if you have interest in that challenge, I don't have it up there, but just check out the links below or go to fasterfreedom.com/level up. Not right now. Hang with us, but go to fasterfreedom.com, level up when the time is right. Keep the questions coming. I promise we're not going to skip them. Last thing I did want to talk about are some top lead sources. So my favorite lead source is connectors and, other people and real estate agent people in the industry. Oh, there's the, we're going to scroll at the bottom right now is the level up challenge. That's where you go. But, so that's my favorite lead source. Shazad, what is your favorite lead source?
Well, mine's the same, wholesalers.
Yeah. But besides that, what's your favorite one to spend a little bit of money in marketing?
I would say direct mail. I think direct mail historically has the best track record. It has the most contacts. You're able to set the most appointments. And what you're doing with direct mail is you're getting them to call you rather than cold calling, rather than texting. When you're sending out direct mail, you're hoping, what I think the statistic is like 22 inbound phone calls per 1,000 pieces of mail sent, right? But those 22 calls, those are really strong leads, right? So if you're able to close at a high conversion rate on that 22, your chances of success are really strong. So I really like direct mail. A big part of that is, the mailbox is part of the property. So right away you have them thinking, got this in the mail, they sent it to my house, want to sell you my house. The whole psychology of it, I really like direct mail in that way.
I like it. That's a good one. I thought you were going to say, what I was pointing to was driving for dollars.
Oh, my bad.
We'll get it.
Yeah, so
I'll go. We'll get it. That's funny. So DealMachine. So drive for dollars is my favorite way. I don't want to go into a tutorial on that because honestly, there's a lot that goes into it. But what you can do is download the DealMachine app if you have it and use the code FasterFreedom for a 7-day free trial. There's tutorials, there's webinars, there's a ton of stuff on there. They teach you how to do everything. You can text from the app, you can email from the app, you can send direct mail from the app. You can do it all in that app, and it's a 7-day free trial. I know the owner of the app is in a mastermind with me, so he's allowing us to use a 7-day free trial with free deal credit. So if you want leads and you don't want to spend any money, download the DealMachine app, use the code FasterFreedom, let them train you. After a week, if you don't like it, cancel. I don't really get paid. I don't get paid any money for your free trial. $0. So I'm just trying to help.
Yep. So I was just on Facebook this morning and somebody was talking about they use PropStream, which is another great service, but PropStream's great for pulling lists. And they were using PropStream for driving for dollars, right? And they were asking the question on PropStream, you can't see which routes you've gone before. So how do I know if I'm being redundant in my routes? And immediately I thought of DealMachine because DealMachine keeps your history so that you're not repeating routes. DealMachine has been around the longest as far as a driving for dollars app. So their technology, their innovation is pretty far ahead of the competition. Plus, like Sam said, we know the guys at DealMachine, great people, great culture, great company.
They're coming to the office tomorrow. They're in St. Louis, a couple of them. So
nice.
Matt's coming to the office tomorrow. So.
Matt's coming. Yeah, Matt Camp. He's it's like the regional VP or something. Great guy. But yeah, good people.
On to Q&A. So throw your questions in. I know we just kind of went a lot. We're kind of fired up here. We like to get fired up. But
let's go.
That was probably really loud. Kind of work on your soft skills.
Let's go.
All right. So 30 questions in the chat box, and we will get to every single one that we can. We're going to be on live for at least 10, 15 more minutes. So hang with us. We'd appreciate it. All right. I don't think that's a real name. So we're just going to go with it. Say, I love the way you explain the BRRRR strategy. My only concern is knowing it's not as easy as it seems. Are there videos you go into more depth? Yes. The BRRRR strategy is a great way to buy real estate and buy rental properties using other people's money. It's a great way to do it. So I have a ton of videos on my YouTube here about, like, literally there's probably 15 or 25 different videos about the BRRRR method, the BRRRR strategy. So check those out after this live. I talk about them on my Instagram and TikTok lives all the time. I have this pen because I was live earlier explaining it. I'm not going to pan the camera over, but I was live earlier explaining it. And we have a mentorship, which we don't like to too much, but if you're interested in the mentorship, I'll throw the code across the bottom or just DM me on Instagram.
Yep. And so, like Sam said, we're not here to sell you on a mentorship program. It's great for people who want that. On our YouTube channel, we just want to create a great community, give a lot of information for free, and we give away more information for free than most paid programs out there.
100%.
Why is that, Sam? Why do we do that?
Because A, we like to help people, and B, we're growing a brand. It's really hard to grow a brand when you're just asking everybody to pay you $5 or $10 or $1,000 or $20,000 for information.
Right.
I figure give away as much as I can for free because honestly, I like to help people. And then second part is I am growing a brand that the Faster Freedom brand is going to be very, very big. It's already doing okay one day, and it is going to be super valuable. But you guys just benefit from the fact that we're young. We're just growing this brand, and in order to grow, you got to give away free information. What about you? Why do you think we do it?
So, okay. There's a lot of people out there who did this years ago, maybe 5 years ago and 10 years ago, and they're talking about their experience then. We're actively doing this today. Sam and his partner Lucas just closed on a 27 unit. Was it last week or this week?
Last week.
And so now they're up to 196 residential doors, guys. So I want you to really think about that. So because we're so active in the marketplace, our house buying company, which is just on the other side of that wall, we buy over 200 properties a year. Half of those we wholesale, the rest we either flip or keep in the portfolio. But because we're actively doing this all day, every day, you got to remember, real estate is a dynamic industry. Things are changing, things are evolving. So because we're in the marketplace doing this all day, every day, we're not afraid to give information for free because there's so much more information we're getting every day to share with you guys. I hope that makes sense. And I hope the reason why that's important makes sense.
And we're growing a YouTube channel. I appreciate you sharing this with your friends. But we get like a couple thousand people watch each YouTube video, so we ain't reaching that many people. So we got to keep giving it away if you want to be a little self-deprecating.
That's true. That's true.
All right, so Logan, great question. So we're about 7 or 8 minutes behind in questions. So keep the questions flying, please. We will get to them. All right. Hey Sam, how do you mitigate risk if the real estate market slows? So we talked a little bit about this. I think you asked this question at the very beginning at 2:02. It looks like, but there's a ton of different ways to do it. We mitigate risk by buying at a discount. So if the market shifts 10%, we still have equity. Every single one of my properties I'm in, probably at the beginning of them, 75% loan to value, meaning it's worth $75,000 or it's worth $100,000 and I owe $75,000. So I have 25 grand of equity off the bat. Yeah. So therefore, if it drops 10%, I have 15% equity. So I still have a lot of equity left. That's the main way to do it. And then diversify. We have single families, we have multifamilies, and we have storage facilities.
Yeah. And by the way, Logan, there's lots of ways throughout our entire systems and processes that we mitigate risk. Just a few that come to mind. Like, for example, on our rehab calculator, we build in a 10% buffer. So if I put an entire rehab analysis together and, I'm at 30,000, we put in an extra 10% as a buffer. That's just one small way to mitigate risk. Another way we mitigate risk, like when you're getting bids on jobs, right? We get at least 3 bids from at least 3 different contractors. We're getting their input so you become educated on what you're talking about, right? So all throughout all of our systems and processes, we're mitigating risk in every aspect of what we do.
All right. All right. That's a good one. The great question from Jake here. So yeah, we're a couple minutes behind on questions. So don't worry if you ask one and you're waiting for us to get to it, we will get to it. How do you structure the deal with your private lender who funds the down payment for you? Also, how do you get the lender to be okay with you having no skin in the game? All right, great question. So the first one is we use a private lender for 100% of the purchase on a fix and flip of a house or a BRRRR of a house. So they purchase it. then the lender doesn't care about the refinancing giving us the money because there's 20% or more equity in the deal. So they feel, the bank just wants to feel secure that they're not going to have to take the house back. So if you buy a house, fix it up with the private lender's money, and then you take it to a bank and there's a renter in there paying rent and the house is nice, then they're okay with no skin in the game. For houses, for our apartment complex, bigger deals, we used a private lender for the 20% down payment, and those are more turnkey. Yeah, so I kind of answered both of them. Do you have anything to add to those? I feel like you could probably tighten that up a little bit, Sheezy.
Yeah, so the question's worded a little funny. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, right? So usually when we're getting a private investor to fund a down payment, that's on like a large multifamily. Typically for a single family home, we're going to put the multifamily aside for a second.
I agree. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. So if we're just talking about private investors for single family homes, which in my opinion is where most investors should start in order to learn the game, the private lender is funding the entire purchase, right? Not just the down payment, right? So we got to get this idea of down payments out of our head. That's a very consumer driven concept, right? In real estate investing, we're purchasing the entire property at a discount. We're also getting the rehab funds from that private investor to fix up the property. So the private investor, what they're looking for is an X% of return, on a 6-month loan or a 3-month loan. That this is all negotiable. So how do you structure the deal? Yeah, so you're structuring the deal for the entire purchase price plus the rehab funds. Then you're paying them back at a later date when you refinance out of the deal. I hope that makes sense.
That did. Good job. You cleaned up a little bit. Can you do this out of state? Yes. So I would say half of our students, invest out of state. Would you agree?
Yeah. So we have 4 members coming to the Buyers Club this month. 2 from Hawaii, Keel is here, and 2 from California who are investing here in St. Louis, right? All day long, all of our members that are in places like Hawaii, California, Washington State, New York, New Jersey, a lot of them are investing in Midwest, in the Midwest, Texas, those sorts of places.
He's from Texas. You can't tell. Don't they sing the Texas anthem before the national anthem every day at school? After. Okay. Well, every day, right?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. We love us some Texas.
Okay. Nobody loves Texas like Texas.
That's
all right.
Right.
How often do you bring cash to close when you refinance? He's talking about the BRRRR method, so I don't want to get into too much detail about that specific thing. That's hard to do without graphics or writing.
Right.
But I would say we have to bring money to the table 5 to 10% of the time, and that's only because we buy a little bit higher so we can support our company. In our first 30 or 40, we maybe did it once or twice. So if you run your numbers properly and buy and be conservative, you never have to bring money to the table. And if you do, it's a little bit. I would say we are able to take money out double the amount we put money
At least,
in.
yeah.
So that therefore, take money out, put it aside, and then every once in a while you do have to come to the table, just take from that pool of money that you refinance so you don't ever have to actually truly come out of pocket.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Sheezy, why don't you get that one?
What happens when you don't find a seller on the wholesale property in time? Sure. So, boy, we do give a lot of information.
I know. Just imagine what the fake stuff is. That's what.
Right. So what I usually do when I'm wholesaling is I'll write in a 10, 14, or 21 day inspection period, right? Whatever I can sort of negotiate. Let's say it's 14 days. So from days 1 to 13, I'm finding sellers, right? That's all I'm doing. That's my whole purpose in life. It's pretty rare where you can't find a seller, or can't find a buyer. I'm sorry. But if you get to that day 13 and you still haven't found a buyer, you go back to the table with the seller, right? And you say, listen, we need to renegotiate terms, or you have the option of completely backing out of the contract before the inspection period is over. That's how you get around.
Yeah. So basically, I would just, and you might have mentioned this, sorry, just as transparent contingency. Just make sure they know about it though.
Right. And you're telling them about the inspection period ahead of time. There's no secrets. There's no unethical stuff here. This is all very above board.
Yes, for sure. So advice on a 17-year-old wanting to get into wholesaling. What do you do? No legal advice. Of course. Yeah. I would say 17. So legally, you have to be 18 to execute a contract. So I would partner with somebody if you want to actually do it. Partner with an older sibling or a parent or somebody that you can execute a contract to be 18. But you can bird dog, or you can get leads for other people, and then they make the money on them and you get paid. I mean, the biggest thing for me, if you're that young, is, have fun, try to stay out of trouble, and just get to know as many successful real estate investors as you can. Go to your local meetups, your local Facebook groups. I get it's good to make some money at that age, but the biggest thing for me at that age, it was just making contacts. If I made the contacts I have now when I was 17, man, that would turn into millions rather than worry about making money.
So much, yeah. So I think that's a really good approach, and that's also really good life advice, right? But we
do it all here, Sheezy.
We do it all. But if you're really wanting to get started in wholesaling, here's the best advice I'd give you. People tend to think that, okay, I'm going to start wholesaling today. I'm going to find a deal tomorrow. It doesn't work like that, right? What you're trying to do when you're building your wholesaling business, you're building a wholesaling machine, right? That means acquisitions, dispositions. There's systems and processes that go into both, right? So you want to start building that machine now, right? How do you convert leads into appointments into deals, follow up at the lead level, a follow up at the appointment level? So building your machine, to me, is way more important than, getting that first deal. You got to remember, deals are the byproduct of a well-run machine. So if you're 17, wanting to get into it, start thinking about how you're going to build your wholesaling machine. And by the time you're 18, you should be, really at a more evolved place, and you can start executing deals.
Love it. Good advice. Krishna said he's going to move to the U.S. Having knowledge about real estate of any kind, suggestion, I have really low knowledge. Okay, so you're in the right place. There's so much information online. If when I got started, there was only I wish I would have started a YouTube channel back then. There's only limited information, but there's so much out there. It's not even funny, but in general, for self-serving purposes, SamFasterFreedom on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Those 3 platforms are information, can literally give you everything you need. I have people message me almost every single day at this point, at least a few times a week, saying that they're making money, literally putting dollars in their pockets from my free content on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So just follow us on all 3 platforms at SamFasterFreedom, and that's at least a good place to start. Do you need more than that? Most likely, but at least I'll be able to point you in the right direction. Website to use, look for house for sale. We just talked about the DealMachine app with the code FasterFreedom. I mean, you can do lists on DealMachine now, even so.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
So that was asked a couple times. Keep the questions coming. How long are rates for commercial loans after refinance into after repair before they adjust? How long are your arms you've been getting recently, Sheezy?
4.25, 4.5 is pretty standard.
For your rates?
Yep.
How long is your adjustable rate mortgage? How long are your arms for? 3-5 years?
5 fixed, and then amortized 25.
Perfect. Yep. I'd say that's pretty common. You'd be around the 4, low 4, mid 4s, and then 3 to 5 year adjustable rate mortgage is what he's talking about. We're discussing after 3 to 5 years, that rate of that mortgage can be adjusted with the current market.
But by that time, you're refinancing out of it as a portfolio anyway. So.
And yeah, it's going to go up a little bit, but it's not going to kill the deal.
Right, for sure.
All right. How long do you hold off till you pay back the private money lender, hard money lender? As soon as possible. We actually have gotten to the point where we buy, rehab, refinance, rent. So we refinance and pay back before we even get a tenant in there. Awesome. Because of the relationship we developed with the bank. If we haven't done anything that he's not going to do or hasn't already done or you're not going to be able to do, but you just develop relationships with these small local banks and get out of that short-term financing as quickly as possible.
Well said.
All right, Logan, thank you. Appreciate that very much. Shai, you want to read that out loud just so I can hear it?
Thanks for answering, guys. I'll definitely stick with you guys and soaking up all the information I can. Let's go.
All right, what about this one? You want this one too?
What resources would you suggest to a complete newbie that has just started out as a construction engineer and developed interest in real estate? So, VJ, I know we have rules here on YouTube, but I'm just going to do my thing, right? So listen, I'm the coach for our program, right? Our mentorship program. Start out with all of our free content on YouTube and the other socials, right? The mentorship program is really geared towards people who are ready to level up. So if it's just a passing interest, you want to know more, you'll learn more on our YouTube channel than almost any other source out there, including paid programs. If the time comes where you feel you're ready to level up, you have to answer one simple question. Is real estate investing right for me? Right? If the answer to that is no,
or I don't know,
or I don't exactly, then no worries. But if the answer to that is yes, real estate investing is right for me, you need to align yourself with some type of mentor or coach or program, whether it's us or somebody else. I think our program is best in class, but obviously I'm biased. I know all the hard work and all of the attention to detail that went into it. So obviously I'm biased, but you really have to answer that one question. Is real estate investing right for me?
I agree. Good job, Cheesy. JP USA, how fast are results when one starts? It can be as quickly as you want. So I had a pretty decent income when I got started. I didn't use any of my own money. And in the past 5 years, about $25 million worth of real estate without using any of my own money. And guess what? I'm just getting started. So it's the sky's the limit, whether you have money or not. It's nice to have that income, JP. And if you have that income, you should, like this, you should really consider some type of mentorship, whether it's ours or not, if you have extra money to spend, because they will put you on light speed. It'll get you there so much quicker by leaning on other people's knowledge. Aaron, how do you find
what's up, brother?
How do you find a good property management company? That's a good one.
Austin Realty, they're a good property manager.
Yeah, they are. They got a good leasing agent. Talk to other local real estate investors, honestly, and see who they use, because there's a lot of crappy property management companies out there, and there's only a few good ones. So the good ones are the ones that care, that have systems, that have processes, that treat tenants fairly. They're out there, but you're most likely not going to be able to Google them. You're probably just going to have to ask other real estate investors who they use, who they like, who they don't like, and go from there. Whoops. Skip down to the bottom. Sean said you're broke. That's okay. You can make a lot of damn money in real estate being broke. You second Justin's question. I think we just answered that, trying to get caught up. If you don't click just on, it scrolls all the way to the bottom. Where do you come up with a 10 to 30% down payment that majority of hard money lenders want? Yeah, that's tough. So hard money lenders, some of them want you to have skin in the game. I'll tell you two things. The first thing I'll tell you, if you find a smoking deal that's crazy, they're probably going to forego that. Maybe not. But if it's a crazy deal, they're probably not going to worry about it. Second off, you can use a line of credit, do something, a HELOC, something to get that, or find private lenders. I don't know one private lender that actually requires you to put money down. So wholesale and come up with it. Find a private lender, or get creative. What do you think, Shees?
Yeah. So listen, the term real estate investing, I think, is a little inaccurate. It's really real estate entrepreneurship, right? So you need to be committed to this idea that real estate entrepreneurship is what we're doing. And as entrepreneurs, we solve, right? We solve problems, we solve challenges. So you need to be resourceful, right? If someone's asking you to get the 10% down, like Sam said, come up with the 10% down. You're going to be able to pay it back when you refinance out of it. So yeah, be resourceful, find solutions.
I like it. Good job, Sheezy. All right. Kurt, you have 2 rentals, 1K after all expenses. That's awesome. Looking at the third, your best third is going to be the BRRRR method. You have so many different options because you have that much coming in. Banks will lend you. You probably have some equity you can pull out to do the 10 or 20% down, or the the repairs with. So you have a ton of options.
By the way, some hard money lenders require.
Correct. That's a good point.
Right.
They all don't.
Yeah. There's plenty of hard money lenders that will lend up to like 75% of the ARV all in purchase price and rehab. You just got to go find them. The problem is most people call one hard money lender or 3 or 4, and then they get discouraged and frustrated. If that's you, real estate investing might not be right for you, right? You're going to get to a lot of no's before you get to the yes, right? So again, resourceful, solution-oriented, and get some thick skin, right? If 1 or 2 or 3 hard money lenders are telling you that, hang up, pick up the phone, call another.
Correct. I had 20 different banks say no to me when I got started, and Luke and I both had decent jobs. It was because we didn't have much experience, and we're going to the wrong banks, quite honestly. We went to Bank of America. How stupid were we? They're like, we don't do that. Right. So you just got to find out
talking to
right people to go to. In Italy, So the thing about doing it out of state, not a country, just for anybody else that's watching, we only know in U.S. Like I know a little bit about Canada, I know a little bit about some other countries, but all of our tactics work 100% here. Most of them do work in other countries, but for people that want to know, just watch our YouTube and then watch local YouTubers in your country and see how much of this stuff compares.
Come to the U.S.
There you go. Aaron, what do you look for? We're looking for a good property management company. We just look for somebody that's going to collect rent, treat the tenant fairly, and take care of your house.
Ask them what their average MELD is, MELD, what their average MELD. That means how quickly they're getting to tenant maintenance issues.
Hard money versus private money. What's the difference, Shazad? Cheesy my easy.
So hard money lenders are in the business of funding real estate deals for real estate investors. Like that's their entire mission statement. That's why they exist. So they're an organization, right? Like Faster Funds Lending is our hard money lender, right? So they're in the business of financing these types of deals. Private lenders, on the other hand, are anyone. It's an individual, right? So the reason I like private lenders is because you can structure that deal, you negotiate it however you want, but you need to be competent, confident, comfortable. You need to know what you're talking about. You need to exude confidence so that that lender is confident in your ability to operate.
That's a correct assumption. Hard money lenders, whether you're in the game or not, they're going to have a lien on the property until you sell it or refinance 100%. And how do you find these private money lenders? I have I think 5 YouTube videos on it now, but it's just connections of connections and acquaintances. We talk a lot about that kind of stuff, a lot on here. So if you want our free training, go to freerentalwebinar.com. Link below, links in the description below also. If you want to know about our challenge, go to Level Up. Go to fastfreedom.com, level up. We talked a little bit earlier about the DealMachine. Download this app and use that code for the free trial. And we will see you next Wednesday.
Are we done?
At 2:00.
Just having fun.
We are done. We're outie. Thanks for being here. See y'all next Wednesday. Follow our TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. We got a blue check mark on TikTok.
Let's go.